وَلَا يُكْثِرُ إِذَا وَجَدَ. Suppose I can afford to have several cars, several houses. I can afford to have every time 10 different types of food. Does it mean that I have to do it? I very much enjoy when I meet some mu'mineen that although they are very rich, but they never waste their money. They are very rich, but when you look at their life, they have very reasonable life. If I have every month $1,000 or $1,000,000, my life should be reasonable. I cannot say, okay, now that I have $1,000,000, I should spend 1,000 times more than the one who has $1,000. If he spends, for example, every day $10 on food, I have to spend $10,000 on food. No. There is something reasonable for me. Even if I have billions of dollars, I shouldn't go beyond that. I don't say everyone should be equal, but I say there is something which is reasonable. Something that if you mention to mu'mineen, to imams, to the prophet, he says, yes, that's fine for you. But if you go beyond that, then that is not acceptable. So a mu'min will not decide according to what he has or according to what he cannot have. No. He considers what he has first and then what he should spend second. If I cannot have, so forget it. Why I should worry? I do my best, but at the end, my income cannot be more than this. Okay, why I should worry too much? And if I have, again, I should think how much I should spend. What is reasonable for me? That brother of Imam Ali, that Imam Ali misses him so much, was the one that when he was not able to afford to have something, he was not making himself busy with that, preoccupying his mind with that. He was not wanting that. And if it was available, he was careful, he was observing moderation, he was balanced. Okay, I think I stop here because then we have a very important quality, and it's about the speech and the way he used to reduce his talk. So inshallah we leave it for the next session. If you have question, you can put it forward, and inshallah we continue with the rest of the wise saying of Imam next week, inshallah. Let me see if we have any question. Okay, it seems that still we don't have a question. Okay, okay, we have two questions. Question one, can you elaborate the fact about being with pious ones in dunya, but they are no longer here? Uh, it's not the case that they are not here. Yes, someone like Rasulullah is not here. Someone like Imam Ali is not here. Someone like Salman is not here. But there is no reason why we should think that there are no pious people today. No, Alhamdulillah, there are pious people, and in Akhir zaman, indeed, there will be people who are very high in their iman, the people that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam considered as his brothers. You know that once Rasulullah said, Allahumma laqini ikhwani, oh Allah, let me meet my brothers. So his ashab, his companions said, aren't we your brothers? Rasulullah said, you are my companions. My brothers are those who come in after zaman, who believe in me without seeing me. So in Akhir Zaman, as we have in many hadith, we have people who are very good. There is a hadith which says that the people of Akhir Zaman are the best people. أفضل من أهل كل zaman. We are talking relatively, not about every single person. So even in our age and our time, there are many good people. We should make energy to find them and to try to be with them. اتقوا الله فكونوا مع الصادقين. We should try to be ourselves pious, but also we should try to be in the company of good people. Question 2. Dear Sheikh, I need to improve my care of parents and increase risk. Yes, inshallah, Allah will give you and all of us tawfiq to look after our parents. It's a great honor to be able to serve your parents. And indeed, this is a favor of Allah, a grace of Allah, that by serving your parents, you are doing ibadah. Looking with kindness at your father, at your mother, helping them, serving them, is ibadah. You know, it's very natural for us to do so. But Allah says, even something natural like showing love to your parents, I take it as ibadah. Of course, those who are married, they should be able to find a way to serve their parents, but not without caring for their wife or children or husband. Unfortunately, sometimes I see that people cannot find balance, so they want to serve parents, then they do injustice to their wife or husband, or sometimes they want to be kind to their husband or wife, they forget parents. This balance is very important. And for sure, serving parents, having the prayer of parents would be very important in having rest, in having long life, blessed life, inshallah. May Allah help you and help all of us, inshallah. Question 3, Salaam alaikum, alaikum assalam. Alhamdulillah that these webinars have started again, thank you. You mentioned that meeting physical needs is not important, but what about emotional needs? If one has not had these needs satisfied as a child with difficult family circumstances and they are still unsatisfied by present situation, for example, in emotionless, unloving, married, and so on, then it can become very difficult to cope. Should one also ignore these needs? Yeah. I didn't say physical needs are not important or emotional needs are not important, psychological needs are not important. No, they are important. I said this is what we need to survive. Uh, without food, without drink, without shelter, without rest, we cannot survive. Also, without meeting our emotions, we cannot have our psychological health. These are important. But what I said is that when it comes to our needs, we should take them as only needs, not as ideals, not as aims by themselves. It's important to have food. I don't say it's not important. But my life is not in order to have food. I work hard in order to get money so that then I can have good food. That's it. No. My life is for something greater. And I should look after my needs. I should meet my needs in order to achieve those ideals that I have. So physical needs, psychological needs, spiritual needs, they are all important. And for sure, emotional needs are more important than physical needs. But everything must be under control of aql. We shouldn't let our physical needs to take over or our emotions to take over. If someone had difficult life, especially in childhood or for example in marital life, family life, yes, this is something important, but it shouldn't stop. It shouldn't make me depressed. It shouldn't make me hopeless. We can gain everything that we need through connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can find the best replacement for anything that we have missed in our childhood. If my parents have not been kind with me enough, or for example, I don't know, my husband, my wife, my parents, my children, I can find my comfort in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and in Rasulullah, in Imams, in Lady Fatima. They would not leave us alone. One of the things that we say about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is we say, Ya Anisa man la Anisa lah. Allah is friend, a very intimate friend of the one who has no friend. So, Alhamdulillah, we have many friends, many good people around. But if we were absolutely alone, still we shouldn't feel lonely when we have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Question 4. I agree that one should live a simple life and not allow materialistic need to dominate one's life. If someone is very rich and successful, he has to live a life that reflects his position and status life. Therefore, he needs to show his success. How do you reconcile the opposite? Yeah, thank you. This is a good question. I don't know why if someone is rich and successful, he has to show it to people. There must be a reason for that. Sometimes, for example, I have to look successful because, for example, I want to give courage to other people. For example, imagine every person thinks that if he is a mu'min, he cannot be successful. So I want to tell them, no, it's possible to be mu'min and be successful. Okay, so this is a good way to encourage people, to give them practical, examples, but not necessarily all the time. Or for example, because I have to deal with different business people and companies and, I don't know, officials. So I have to have, for example, a house that when they come to visit me, they don't think I am poor, because if they think I am poor, they don't, do business with me, for example. So maybe sometimes for reasons like this, I need to show a little bit of my money or my success. But I have to be very careful, because here our nafs may make tricks and may misguide us. Says yes, you have to be living in a luxurious house. Why? Because you have important guests. But is it really necessary? Is it really also needed to this level, to this extent? It's very good if in such cases we consult people that are trustworthy, because then they can look at our case without biasness and tell us, is it the case really or not? I don't say mu'mineen must have miserable life. No, I always say reasonable life. Even I didn't say that it's to be equal. I said it doesn't need to be equal. But what is reasonable for me? What is advisable for me? What if I, for example, present to wise mu'mineen or to, for example, Imam alayhi salam and say, oh Imam, in such age and time, in such situation that you see around me, is it okay for me to have this or not? If Imam would be happy, then that's fine. If you are not sure that Imam is happy, so you have to be cautious. So here uh, we cannot fix the amount or the measure for everyone, but we have some criteria to observe. Okay, I think that was the last question. So, inshallah, we will continue next week. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would support you and your family and the community wherever you are. And I pray that inshallah, Allah gives us the honor and tawfiq to be among the people that Imam alayhi salam would be happy with them, would be happy in considering them as his followers, inshallah. Thank you very much. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.